Manchester United keeping tabs on Kaoru Mitoma as club plan to offload Anthony Martial and Anthony Elanga. Manchester United are monitoring Kaoru Mitoma's development at Brighton as Erik Ten Hag plans for life after Anthony Martial at Old Trafford. Mitoma, 25, made his Brighton debut in August, joining Japanese side Kawasaki Frontale for just £3 million a year ago. The playmaker has scored 9 goals and provided 6 assists since Graham Potter's departure on the South Coast. The Japan international has thrived under Roberto De Zerbi and is now a regular starter for the Seagulls, who are an outside bet to finish in the top 4. Ten Hag remains a fan of Martial, but the Frenchman's injury record this season has left United light up front, with the forward making just 12 appearances this term. The Dutchman has therefore reluctantly decided to cash in on the former Monaco man, and he will seek a traditional centre forward to replace him. While Mitoma is not that, his ability to play across the front appeals to Ten Hag, and the Sun says United are keeping a close eye on his development. So what is your opinion on this subject? Would you like to see Mitoma in Manchester? Scott McTominay open to Newcastle transfer amid interest. Newcastle United are weighing up a move to sign Scott McTominay, with the player at least entertaining the idea. By now, Erik Ten Hag will have a clearer picture of the current Manchester United dressing room. Ten Hag will know better who is good enough and who is not. While the likes of Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof may be on their way out this summer, others will no doubt follow. Another man who has seen his minutes drastically reduce with the new manager in charge is Scott McTominay. The Lancaster-born midfielder has been largely out of the fray this term, leading the player to consider his future at the club. The Telegraph newspaper says Newcastle United will move to sign McTominay, and the 26-year-old United star is also open to move to Newcastle United. Apparently, Eddie Howe feels McTominay has the physical attributes to fit into his system, with McTominay enduring a frustrating season under Ten Hag. This spurred Newcastle to solidify their interest in McTominay after a tentative approach for the player in the January transfer window. To us, McTominay is a squad player at best. There can be no doubt that he has some strengths as a midfielder, though there's also glaring weaknesses to his game, too. If the right offer comes in, I can certainly understand why United are open to a McTominay sale over the summer. Manchester United hold talks to sign Monaco defender Axel Disasi this summer. According to reports in France, Manchester United have developed an approach to signing Monaco centre-back Axel Disasi. The 25-year-old has become one of the best defenders in Ligue 1 and was also part of France's squad, which lost to Argentina in the World Cup final in December. Meanwhile, United are expected to seek a new defender this summer, with Harry Maguire's future uncertain, while Eric Bailly, who spent the season on loan in Marseille, may leave on a permanent deal. According to Foot Mercato, United's recruitment team met with Disasi's representatives earlier this month to discuss a possible move to Old Trafford. The report claims that Monaco will demand around €50 million for Disasi, whose 2-year contract with the Ligue 1 team expires this summer. Speaking earlier this season, Disasi made it clear that he was open to the idea of moving to the Premier League and responded to Paris Saint-Germain's interest. Ten Hag are looking to consolidate their centre-back by replacing Harry Maguire with Disasi. Manchester United and Liverpool to battle it out for promising 20-year-old Belgian shotstopper. Manchester United are interested in signing Anderlecht's goalkeeper Bart Verbruggen, according to the Belgian-based newspaper Het Laatste Nieuws, and will face Liverpool against their Premier League rivals. The 20-year-old goalkeeper is in great form for the current season. As a result, a number of top European teams, including the Red Devils and Merseyside, have their eyes on the Dutch national. Erik Ten Hag is looking to add another goalkeeper to their ranks at Old Trafford. Verbruggen is available for a reduced price of €10 million in the upcoming transfer window. David De Gea has been number 1 at the club for over 10 years, however, the Spanish player's current contract with the Red Devils will expire at the end of the season. The Old Trafford side is currently in talks with the 32-year-old player, however, time will tell whether we can agree on new terms with De Gea. Ten Hag also has Tom Heaton and Jack Butland at its disposal. However, the goalkeeper hired from Crystal Palace is expected to return to the club at the end of the season. Mason Greenwood plans to marry pregnant partner. According to The Sun, Mason Greenwood plans to marry his pregnant girlfriend. The English international, who has not played for Manchester United since January last year, has apparently told his family about his plans to marry. This is the latest development to come out on Greenwood, while United carry out an internal investigation before determining whether he'll play for the club again. The striker was recently spotted in central London after sexual assault charges against him were dropped. However, Greenwood's future remains uncertain, but reports suggest he spoke to Erik Ten Hag and his United teammates about the issues behind his arrest. It remains to be seen what decision the club will make, but I wouldn't be surprised if United wanted to get the takeover out of the way before making any announcement on Greenwood. Netherlands boss Ronald Coleman says Manchester United target Jeremy Frimpong cannot defend. Netherlands boss Ronald Coleman has slammed Manchester United target Jeremy Frimpong for being unable to defend, having left him out of his squad for upcoming Euro 2024 qualifiers. The former Celtic fullback is a key player under Xabi Alonso at Bayer Leverkusen, whose form is associated with regular move to Old Trafford. United is thought to be keen to introduce a new option with Frimpong, which is reportedly liked by Erik Ten Hag and his team. The 22-year-old was named to Louis van Gaal's World Cup squad in Qatar with his impressive form that continued into 2023. But Coleman, who has replaced Van Gaal as Dutch head coach, has major concerns about his defensive ability. No Frimpong? This is because of the system that we play in, Coleman said. He plays almost as a right winger. My right back should be able to defend well in the first place, and I have my doubts about that. Frimpong has played both right back and right wing roles for Leverkusen this season, scoring 7 goals and 9 assists. Sevilla sacked manager before facing Manchester United in Europa League quarter-finals. Sevilla sacked manager Jorge Sampaoli just weeks before their match with Manchester United. Despite being in the last 8 in the Europa League, Sevilla is in the 14th place on the points table with the results it has received. United will face the Spaniards in the European quarter-finals next month. The first game will be played on April 13th at Old Trafford, and the second game will be played the following week on April 20th at Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan. José Luis Mendilibar, who has coached La Liga for over 15 years, will now take over the club until June.